does fade off or on. Again, it does it twice. One that's forward and the other is backward. Like, I promise I'll finish. Yeah, okay. Just give us. We just start. Like, give me 15 minutes. Okay. Be sure. Be mind.
Doctor, you told me to remind you that you're gonna start something.
Yes. I did already with the previous class. So by Tuesday, I should finish for you what's needed, inshallah, from the assignment side. Again, Tuesday is the due date extended for both assignments.
باقي assignments زيادة؟
One short one. Very short.
بس هذه المادة 220 خلاص؟
لا 201 خلاص. 201 خلاص. Yes. Like here in that chapter, I'll tell you now how to style your own interface. So what we're building so far is only structure. We learn how to have buttons, how to have text field, how to have text area. But again, how you put it in a nice interface. This is the rule of this chapter here. So CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. Okay? Cascading Style Sheets. Okay? We're going to take their own types, different properties, many examples. Alright, so let's get started seeing what's behind stage. Can you tell which interface is this one? Which website? Yeah, I mean which website?
Yahoo.com.
Yahoo.com. I'm not sure if you know Yahoo.com. It used to be very friendly email and a platform similar to MSN. But now it's no longer active. But people who still have a Yahoo account, this is still working. Exactly, yeah. So, anyways, that's how it looks without CSS versus how it looks with CSS. Do you see a difference?
Yes, pictures.
Nice. I just need you to spot what's happening. Huh. So can you tell me changes? Okay, so for example, we can see spacing, right? We can see better arrangements. We can see better control over the multimedia image, let's say, size. So I can control its own width and height, position. I can put things here nicely into navigation bar, while here I only see it as bullet points.
يعني هذا مرتب أكثر.
Exactly, this one, right?
You can see ads. You can
Here
see
I
pictures.
only see the structure, so I know what's inside, but it's not styled at any point. Now, if I put this one for you, I'm not sure if you even dealt with these systems, but this was our main reference of coding problems before ChatGPT existed. You know what is that one?
مكتوب stackoverflow.com.
مكتوب Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow used to be our good guy here. So he stood, I think, by the entire patch, in my time. Anyways, whenever you face a problem that's code related, you put it there, people engage with it, they try to solve it for you, or they block you if the question is stupid, and so on.
الرد منها بعدين يجيني الرد.
Yeah, like you wait for, I don't know, 24 hours or something.
طب إذا عندي submission يعني راح.
I mean, it was nice لأنه كان في time differences. Sometimes you're sleeping, but people in US are active, so they reply to you. But it's easily, like you can easily get blocked if your question is repeated or if it doesn't fit under the. Anyways, it was old days. Anyways, third one.
YouTube.
YouTube with and without CSS.
Oh my god, that was YouTube?
Yes.
اكتئاب أحس كذا مرة.
كيف نعرف شو الفيديو اللي عم بشوف؟
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So see, that's mostly focusing on the content, regardless, okay? But here we're focusing more on increasing the user experience, okay? So users, again, are attracted to the nicely appealing content. If you put it in the right shape, visualized content, exactly, they get to utilize it. Again, notice here, home trending, but here, home trending are just simply bullet points. So remember what we did last time? 201, when we had these bullet points, you can style it in a way that makes it appear like a navigation bar if needed. So anyways, that's the power of CSS in general. And it does apply to web, mobile, and also desktop applications. So I can still use it here in JavaFX to control colors, to build menus, to control spacing, to control font, to control shadows, animations, everything basically. Even when you hover on an element or take your mouse away from it, what's going to happen style-wise. So this is where CSS actually is used. So it's not a language on its own, and it never works alone. CSS is usually a supporting language. You will see it supporting HTML. You will see it even with XML working. You will see it here with JavaFX. So it's a language that comes to support. That's how you can write, let's say, comments
CSS.
in CSS, in the CSS part only. So again, it's written usually in the multi-line format of comments of
Yes,
Java.
it's a comment. So.
It's a comment, yes, just a comment.
Doctor, what
Case
does
you wanna
CSS
leave.
stand for?
Cascading style sheets. Okay? Let me type it for you. So cascading style sheets. Okay? Now cascading means what? Yeah? That's cascading. So I can have a style for a node that's inside a node.
يعني
That's inside a node.
زي ستار.
Yeah, cascading means like it's interlinked, okay? So it's part of every node, whether it's a child or a parent node. So you can merge it within the flow of your code structure.
Isn't that recursion? Kind of.
Well, we don't program the concept. It's just like we understand it, okay? So it's part of any statement that you type, okay? Now, two different ways of implementing it. One that we know as inline, and the other is linked. Okay? So what do we mean by linked here? Remember when we talked about delegation models?
اللاينات يعني it's vertical or horizontal shape.
Okay. Inline means
Linked it's
on
like
spot.
ولا
On spot. Which means what? So I'm creating a node. That's my node. Button, let's say. I call it B1, whatever. I declared it. Now B1 dot set style. This is inline. So I do it in the same spot. Or I try to make logical separation. So I say, okay, hold on. I have one file taking care of the structure plus the code behind, remember? The back end, like events and other stuff. Link it to another file that's taking care only of design. So we call this
Link.
linked.
Doctor, is it the same as the one you described in 201 where the XML can be done in a separate?
Yes,
That's
yes,
linked?
yes, exactly. All right, so here, that's simply the link we mean here, okay? Without this link, these two files cannot read the content of each other. Like, now, why would we prefer, okay, which model you would prefer?
Inline.
The inline?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it does one go.
that يعني I will remember.
That linked you
You would
can.
remember it? طيب.
I feel like it's all in one place. It's like easy to just like update and like.
Linked it will give better design, better
أقدر أستخدمه
UI.
أكثر من مرة اللينك فيعني بيفيدني أكثر وبصير يسهل.
Excellent. Reusability is one.
As a
Modularity and
developer,
reusability.
as a developer, wouldn't inline be more efficient?
Excellent. Okay, let's discuss your option. So I have everything in one place. Perfect, right? Now your team, again, ideally speaking, we're not talking about you handling the entire job. We're talking about teams that could be 10 people. So we're talking about, let's say, 10 people working together, okay? So So these 10 people might have
Different
designers, might have people working on database, might have people who are developers, people who are testers, right? So I'm a designer. I only understand design. I only know how to style stuff. So why would you give me access to the whole code? Yeah, I might mess it up. I might not understand where to spot my own piece of code. So it might cause confusion when it comes to bigger team size. But now I have everything in one place, right? So if you need design, you have access to this file. If you need coding, you access this file. If you need databases, you access this file, and so on, right? So we call this modularity. People are able to work in parallel while not missing each other's work. Also, reusability. So that's a very important concept. Now, let me show you the power of reusability here. So when we say, for example, I have a login screen, I have 2 text fields, 2 buttons.
أقدر أرجع أستخدمهم في
Excellent. So these 2 buttons, and let's assume inside my application, all buttons are having the same exact style. If I do it inline, you would repeat the same line for every button, right? If I do it linked, it means what?
We link it to.
In my file, I say all buttons, right, will have the following style. So once you link it, this apply. Even if you have other scenes, this will apply to any element that holds.
extend أو implement ولا لا هو خلاص؟
Nothing, just building a small link. I'll show you how to do it in coding, okay? It's coming in the next slide, okay? So for now, I just need to know how to build this link and how to allow for modularity. So if I use inline, this is how you do it. Create your control, then this button, let's say, let's call it B1, dot set style, capital S. Then, in between parentheses and double quotes, we will add our own properties and values. And this can be one or more. So for example, I want to control the color. I want to control the background color of the same element. How to do it? So here, in between this, I will start with the same syntax. fx, to tell it I'm using fx element, okay?
color
Then color, then colon, the value of the color, which is red, let's say, just anything, okay? Before moving to the next property, add semicolon, then another fx, then background color.
ما يحتاج أخلي الكولر فاينل يعني ككونستنت
No,
عادي.
no, that's not, that is, okay, it's not object-oriented programming. This part, it's a whole separate language. It doesn't stick to the rules of,
فما له علاقة.
that's why we put it in a very small space. And that's why we don't prefer to add it inline, because it's gonna confuse people, okay? But once you take the syntax and add it to a separate file, it becomes easy for them to see the picture, please.
Is this from the XML thing? Because
No.
they had the similar syntax. I remember it was properties and.
So if you remember, CSS, I told you, it's a language that works with XML, works with HTML.
Oh, so they're just using. Okay.
Exactly, it's supportive language.
Okay.
So it's very compatible. You feel like it's similar to every language you use, okay? And again, we don't call it actually a language because it doesn't have a heavy syntax. You're just dealing with 2-3 concepts and that's it. And I cannot even tell you memorize these properties. No way, there are hundreds. And I will show you a good reference now that you can use even in your project. So the main reason behind introducing this topic before the break, I want you to use it in your projects, okay?
Yes.
For styling the applications you're making. So let's see an access here. Let's see an example here on this code. So I have here this output. After styling, it looked like this. Can you tell me what are the changes made?
The color.
Background color. Yeah.
Background color,
Font for pass. It was
the
icon
font,
for
so it became bold and
items or something.
italic, right? Anything else?
The submit button.
Submit button. Can you tell me changes happening to it?
The color became navy blue.
So the color, the background color became blue, and anything else?
Inside the box place them.
So the text here was black, right? Here it became white.
selected صح؟ لا.
So again, default is black. No,
يعني هنا
nothing.
البلو بعدين هنا البلو صار أقصد اللي على البورد.
Yeah, this is focused.
إيه
Excellent.
فوكس.
That's focused. Sure. But this has nothing to do with the styling. This is just a focus. Okay? طيب, clear? So how many change? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just in this simple interface. How to do it? So this is my text. Two text fields, 2 buttons. 3 H boxes to arrange the content. So this is my first H box, second H box, third, all into a V box, right? Now, look at this. These 3 statements hold the entire story. So for the button, I'm setting a style for FX background color, dark blue, and FX text fill, which is white. For the text, I'm making FX font, that's italic, bold, 13 pixel in size, of type sans serif. Pay attention here, I'm using a single property, which is FX font. After the colon, I'm adding 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 values. In the same order. Italic comes first, bold or not comes second, the text size comes next, and then the font family comes afterwards. This can be anything, can be Times New Romans, Arial, and so on. The last one here for the VP, or the vertical box, I'm having the background color set to be pink. Now, this is inline or linked? That's inline. But let me show you an example on the link, then I can stop. So before we jump to it, I just need to let you understand the ID as a concept. When I say, for example, let's assume I'm going to call you other names now, okay? I'll call you XX, X, 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 Y, 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 okay? Now let's assume I'm telling you now the person, can I have your ID?
2024.
2024, okay.
02.
So 2024, if I say the person who's holding, the student who's holding the ID 2024 got GPA 4 out of 4. Okay? How many students I'm talking about here?
One.
That's 1, right? If I say, after the renaming, if I say the student who's named X got an A in the course,
More than
that's
that.
how many?
4.
Whichever X.
4. Whichever X, thank you. So it's everyone who holds the same name. Ideally speaking, and that's a point of confusion for later courses, IDs can never be repeated. Okay? So when I assign you an ID, no other element, no other node could be assigned the same ID. And if you try, it's only one who's gonna respond and listen to you. And the rest will be just silent. Yes,
Doctor,
Raja.
wait, I'm confused. How is it 4 for X?
So we agreed, if I have 4 elements or 4 students named
Oh, okay,
X,
yeah.
right? If they're all holding the same exact name, and if I try to call it, they will all respond. Yes? Right. Here it's different.
أقدر
Here.
أستخدم X Y بالجريدنج مثلا أقول
Anything.
إنه لا أنا أبغى يعني ما أعرف أوصل المعلومة.
طيب اوكي. بالجريدنج you mean ال
إيه يعني مثلا أقول إنه يعني أي أحد أخذ مثلا هذه العلامة نحطها X بحيث إنه بعدين أخليه A.
Nice.
فيسهل
Very good.
ولا
Very good. Yes, that's actually what's happening. أغلب الsystems they don't put null values. They try to avoid it. So they put a default value that gets replaced later on once an update happens. Yes. Like sometimes even on online shopping, if you're interested in a given item, and if let's say it went out of stock, they don't remove it. They keep it, but they tell you out of stock, right? And then if the update happens, they let you in again to register or apply for it, buy it. طيب هنا it's different. So here ID is not necessarily unique number. Okay. So the ID could be either unique or used. You decide. If you make it unique, you're targeting a maximum of one element. If you assign it, the same exact one, to multiple elements, then whenever you ask for a change in style, all of these items who have the same exact ID will respond to it. Okay? So if I say all buttons holding the ID P1 be in blue background, and let's assume all my buttons are this, okay? So all of them will turn background into blue. If it's only one button that I call it B1, and I wrote this statement, only this button will be in blue. So that's the linked style now. That's how I do it. Again, any possible control, assign it an ID. And I don't prefer you start with a number. Don't type 111 or 222. Don't start with a number, okay? So this can be S1, let's say, or S2. Anything you want, okay? Now, the most important part is creating the link, remember? Between these two files. This is now written in JavaFX, the normal code we have. We define our control, we give it an ID. In the same place, right? So inside our start method. Now, inside the start method, I need to say, okay, my scene is gonna have attachment to style sheets, which is given this exact path. Just recall back, get children, yeah, get points, elements, items,
Got style sheets.
ستايل شيتس موجودة بجافا صح؟
keyframes, yes. So get style sheets again موجودة في JavaFX, right? So this whole part is still in our JavaFX file. Now this part exists in our CSS file. Okay? So hash means I'm trying to address or call the item that has this ID. In between phrases, and keep in mind, in inline style we used parentheses. Here we use curly braces. Now in between, list all properties with their values. Once you're done, could be one or more. I can still add more here. As long as you terminate each with a semicolon.
Doctor,
Yes.
in the implementation for this, if I want to do it on like NetBeans, will I have to make a new file? Oh, okay. That's your
Okay, let me just explain the slide for you. Well, okay. So here, right-click the package, click New. There is option here saying Cascading Style Sheet. If you don't see it, just go for Others, and choose here Cascading Style Sheets. So under Others, Cascading Style Sheets. Next, give it a proper name. Now you will see them in the same location. Do you see that? So this is my package. Below the package, this is my Java file, and this is my CSS file. So under same exact location. Now this statement is what make both of them link to each other. Okay? So here, scene, my scene, dot, get style sheets, dot add. The entire path here is what? Out, which is my package, slash, and then
The name of
the name of my file, dot,
SSS.
CSS. So this is how you make a link between these two files so they can read the content of each other.
Mm.
Good?
Yes.
Yeah? Fine. I'll stop it here today.
Can I have a small question?
Any questions? Yes, please.
If I want to use it in another package, can I?
That's a very good question. If you want to use it in another package, in another project, okay, that's a very important point. Yes, it's possible, okay? So your file could be used by multiple Java files, which we call modularity, right? So it's centralized, different Java scenes, let's say, or stages can use it. Okay, I have no attendance today, so you can leave if you're done, okay? So JavaFX, So these are all connected, let's say, to the same CSS file. I can have the same CSS link it to multiple projects, where project is collection of other files, right? As long as you name them properly to fit. So all of them have the elements you call it these IDs.
So I can't call it from a project to another project.
From a project to another project, yes, you can. That's one project. That's the second project. That's the.
So how can I do that?
So again, it depends on how you put it in folders. So let's assume this is my folder for project 1, this is my folder for project 2, right? Now, let's assume I put my CSS file here. Not under this, not under that. So in writing the path, you just need to locate this file here.
Mm.
And this can do the same also for the other project.
If I use it like this one بحكي مثلا اسم الباكج which is out بحط مثلا out dot out slash other style slash so like that.
Okay, so في حاجة I can add this actually to you. في references. في عندنا حاجة اسمها folder access references. I think I have it in here. Because that's very important actually.
Doctor, you want to give attendance, right?
Sorry?
You want to take attendance, right?
I'm done. If you want to leave, or
Thank you, doctor.
allow me a minute, leave. I'll just answer your question.
Yeah, sure.
I'll add this file for you. Let me show it to you.